Oops. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. That's what's over here. I got rid of all that crap. There we go. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. Sorry, I just got back from a walk outside with Zeffie. We did a really good walk. And I realized I hadn't cleaned up my desk from part 2 of Networking Riches today. So, hi, how are you? Coconut water after walking outside. It's 94 degrees, low humidity. It was hot. And I'm in here now and I'm sort of like, I need a shower. I gotta take a nice cold shower would be awesome. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta go fill up the water tank and empty the black tank. So my day is not yet done. So I need to go do that. But how has your day been? Was it nice and relaxing? We had, this is what Serenity Sunday is all about, is taking that time to kick back, relax, just recharge the batteries and everything else. And because I was doing something out of the norm, my brain got the reboot anyway, with lots of great ideas, creative ideas. I got a list of to-do stuff coming up, things that I'd forgotten about, that I got reminded about, new stuff that I learned. Sorry, it just feels really hot. That's why. The vent on this side of the AC is closed, so it forces it into the bedroom. Oh well. Thank goodness for nice cold coconut water. But yeah, really good day too. We got to do 2 really cool breakthroughs today. As you know, they're my favorite section. So we had a lot of fun. We actually had a lot of fun today. It was awesome. And the energy was just as high today as it was yesterday. The breakthrough zones were amazing. We had some more testimonies today about Platinum in a Circle. I got to give mine today and tried to hold it together. I managed to do that. And then later on, that didn't work later on. Casey mentioned Brad in that one later on, and that didn't work, holding back the sparkles of love. So, but yeah, it was a roller coaster day as far as emotions went, and that's okay. Which was really weird because this morning when I got on there, they were playing "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion, and Celine Dion's "Falling Into You" is Brad's and my song. But the fact that they had Celine Dion playing was just enough to get the emotions going. And I was sort of like, oh, great. And it was just a very surreal day. It was awesome. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. And then straight after it was sort of like I realized I hadn't had breakfast. We had the breaks, but I was busy doing some work during the breaks. And I did manage to get up and have some quick breaks and things like that. And then we were on at one point, and the wind was supposed to stay pretty calm today, according to the forecast and everything. We're on there 1 minute, and the awning goes whoosh, boom, and it was enough of a jolt that Zeffie comes running out of the bedroom like, what's going on? And then it starts lifting up again, and I'm like, oh crap. And so I have I get a Post-it and I fold it. And this sits over and the sticky side sits at the back of the monitor, and then I can just slide it across so that I don't actually turn my camera off. It's on, and you get to see this nice pink color. So, and so I just slide it across when I need to. So it was like quickly slide that, because trying to figure, if there was an emergency, trying to figure out where the mouse was and all of that, not going to happen. So it was one hand slid that across, the other one pulled the headphones off, jumped up, pulled the awning, pressed the button to pull the awning in, and then came back and sat back down again, and we were good to go again. So that was our excitement today. Last night we had a little bit of excitement too. I had just gone to bed last night and was laying in bed, and Zeffie was curled up on her side of the bed and just getting relaxed, and getting to the point where it's like, where I was thinking, got to put the Kindle down about now and go to sleep. And so just getting to that point, and all of a sudden we hear this noise. And I'm like, and Zeffie was off the bed. She was gone. And I was like, what the heck was that? And so I quickly lifted up the blind beside the bed there to look out across the front door of the RV, the front door as in my side door, my door that opens up, my outside door, and looking down the passenger side of the RV and couldn't see anything there. So I scrambled out of bed. I came out here, and Zeffie's like, where is it? Where is it? Like, she's like looking around for where this noise came from. And I looked out all the windows and everything, couldn't see anything. And this is like 11:30 at night. And I'm like, okay. So I said to Zeffie, I said, I don't know what that was, but, I think whatever it was is gone now. So let's go back to bed. And on the way back, I thought, oh, just go to the bathroom. I open up the bathroom door, and there's this clatter. And I figured out what all the noise was. And what it was is that I had just filled up my soap bottle with one of those bigger bottles. And it was at the end of the bigger bottle. So I turned the bigger bottle upside down to get the last of it to drain down. So in the morning, I could then put the rest of it into the dispenser. And what it was is that had fallen over. And when I opened the door, it was enough to make it fall into the hand basin. And what we had heard the first time was that container falling over. And so I just started laughing. And Zeffie comes and she's at the door and she's like, she was ready to protect. She was in patrol mode, in protective patrol mode. She was. It was awesome to see that, to think that, if anything happens, she's going to be there and ready to stand by and defend her territory. And I thought that was really cool to witness that. So, but then this afternoon after we finished, I'm looking at Zeffie and I'm like, I got to get the stuff off my face. So I went and cleaned my face, took all the makeup off, and I said to Zeffie, I says, and somebody sent me a message last night or made a comment on the video from last night about how funny it was about me going on about my 7-layer chocolate cake. I still crave my 7-layer chocolate cake. I still have a craving for it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so we said, we're going to go for a drive. Just go for a drive. Because we hadn't had breakfast. We hadn't had lunch. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon or 2:30 in the afternoon when we finally got out of here. So we went for a quick short walk for Zeffie, then came back and hopped in the car, and I put all the recycled stuff in the car, and we get over to the recycle place, and I'd left the bag behind with all the cans in it because I have an energy drink that comes in cans, and I've got a plastic shopping bag that just hangs over a door, and I just dropped them in there, and I realized that I'd left that behind. So I was like, yep, we'll just leave it for next time. And so we went out for a drive, and gas had gone up 18 cents a gallon since last weekend. 18 cents a gallon since in a week. It's like, damn. So we're up to $5.37. Yeah, $5.37 because it was $5.19. So I was like, wow, what the heck? So yeah, that was a bit of a sticker shock to see that. Thankfully, I still have a full tank, mostly full tank. And we went for a drive, and we ended up at, so what are we going to have for brunch, a very late brunch? And so we ended up at Whataburger. Hadn't had that in a long time. And they've removed my Swiss cheese and mushroom burger. I got the thing there, and I'm looking on the board, and they said, can I help? What would you like? What can we get started? What did they say? Yeah, what can we get started for you? And I said, do you not have the mushroom burger anymore? And they go, no, we discontinued that. And I'm like, well, dang. I said, that was my favorite burger. And it was the only place that has it, unless I go to Coco's, which has a really good mushroom Swiss burger. Follow that up by a piece of Dutch apple pie. So we had to choose another one. So we ended up with a bacon burger. And I got Zeffie a plain burger. So she just got the patty piece of it. And she seemed to enjoy her little tidbits of that. And then we sat in the car and had a picnic. And then we drove home and basically camped out for the afternoon and did next to nothing. It'd been a busy weekend, mental-wise, emotion-wise. I just wanted to do absolutely nothing. And so I put a movie on and started watching that. The problem is that when you've got both ACs going and one of them's like directly above you where the recliner is, you can't hear the TV. So I've got the TV turned all the way up to 50. Now, understand this. When I typically listen to the TV without the front AC on, back AC can be on, I'm listening to it around 15 to 20, somewhere in that area. This was all the way up to 50. And there was one scene where the guy and the girl would talk, and you'd have to bump it up to 60, and then they'd have this big car chase, and you have to turn all the way down to 30 to like 20. And then whenever guys would talk together, you'd have to bump it up to like about 30, or up to 50. But then when you bring a girl and a guy in to talk, you had to bump it up to, and I was just like, oh, this is driving me bonkers. And I got the point where sort of like, screw this. I just turned it off and went to bed and had a nap. I only napped for an hour and then read for a bit and then came back. I thought, I'm going to try this movie again. But this time I had both ACs going, so that's why I had to have it up. So I'm going to try it again when we get off here, because I've got the front AC off right now because I want to cool down the bedroom as much as I can. And it was still 94 degrees when we went outside at 8 o'clock. So I want to cool down the bedroom as much as I can. This is the joy of living in an RV, is having the controls of the temperature in your RV, because it doesn't have a lot of insulation unless you're a four-season RV, and Sparkles is not a four-season RV. She's I would say a 2.5. And but you know, it's a great life. I love living in my RV. I love living in Sparkles. There's a couple of things I want to change, and I'll eventually get around to that, but I ain't going to be doing anytime soon because it's just too dang hot. I will be looking this week for somebody to come out and power wash her down. And there's on the top, the curved piece that comes down above the windscreen, it's all peeling, so I've got to get that redone. And I was looking at the phone. And I was like, yeah, we're not quite fully into summer, but it's getting there. And where is it? Where was it when I was looking at? Oh, yes. This is I don't know how well you can read that, but this is the month of June. Look at all those triple digits. There's triple digits all month. The lowest being 101, the highest being 111. Overnight lows are going to be high 70s, low 80s. I was sort of like, and that's the beginning of summer. And yeah, so I do have to get the roof resealed and all that sort of stuff. So I've got to get that done this next coming week. So we are going to be getting on the phone with some people, and because all the other RVs are gone, there should be guys around should be easy to book people in. So anyway, that was my relaxing Sunday. And then of course I decided to go out around 7:30, 8 o'clock and take Zeffy for her walk. So I thought it would be cooler. And I finally got the gate code. I finally have the gate code to the side gate, because you can walk around inside the pet area here, but they have a side gate over by the dumpsters that you can go out, where you can actually walk out on the street, because you're not allowed to walk your dog through the non-pet area of the park. So if you want to take your dog out for a longer walk, you go out through the side gate. And if you don't just want to do rounds around the inside, you go out through the side gate and you have access to these big wide walking areas outside that I see a lot of people using and have never really done it. And I was like, because I could never figure out what the gate code was. And so it's on that paperwork you got, and I'm like thinking, yeah, where did I put that paperwork? I'm in an RV and you can still lose stuff. 200 square feet and you can still lose stuff. So lots of little nooks and crannies. And knowing my luck, I probably put it in a filing box that's in the storage area. That's in my storage thing. So yeah. But yeah, this coming weekend, I don't have anything. I have some appointments planned where people have booked time with me. But outside of that, it's going to be, what am I going to be doing next weekend? Doing some stuff around the RV. I do have to get out my Reflectix, which I can't show you because I don't have any around me, but it's that silver lining stuff, and get it inside the cupboards to help keep that a little cooler. And I'm trying to figure out how to do the front cabinets, because there's this little narrow piece that goes, because the windscreen goes from the dashboard most of the way up. And so there's a piece there where there's a gap about this big between the glass and the back of the front cabinets where the electronics are kept and my DVDs. And so I want to get something up there to cool that down a little bit, because even though we've got the screens on the outside and that helps a lot, I still notice that the glass itself, because the screen's up against the glass on the front windows and a very snug fit, it still gets, that windscreen still gets very hot. So I need to find something that I can put up there that will help deflect that heat a little bit, or or do something with it. So somebody's found your squeaky toys. Oh, we got the squeaky ball. Bring it here, Zeph. Zeffy. Bring it here. Release. Good girl. Come on. Oh, it's got a little bit of dog hair all over. Where have you been hiding this one? There's dog hair all this. There's dog hair all over it. Oh, actually, no, that one's mine. Some of it's grey. There you go. Okay, we need to do some vacuuming by the looks of it. But anyway, I'm out of here. It's time to go have play with the dog by the sounds of it. She's had her treats. So before I got online, I made sure I gave her treats. Otherwise, she would be begging me for those. But go out and have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your day. Make it nice and relaxing. I haven't even done my planner for next week, and I'm not going to worry about it till tomorrow morning. It's as simple as that. I know there's a lot of appointments that I have to put in there because my calendar's been getting full, and I've been getting all these little messages saying, oh, somebody's booked with you. This person's booked with you. This person's booked. And I'm like, yay, awesome. I get to talk with some people. So go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. It's Magic Monday tomorrow, where you create the sparks that will help carry you through the week. All right, you. Oops, where'd it go? It's under my foot and she doesn't know what to do with it now. It's always fun when you can get it between her legs. I gotta go play with a puppy. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for Magic Monday. Hey, konera!